What is up, everybody? It is Alex, the Millennial Builder, and in today's episode, we are going to talk about how I became a contractor and some of the upsides of being a contractor and some of the downsides. But before that, we are going to play the intro. So I got my start in contracting in door-to-door roofing sales. So I was part of a storm chasing company, and all that means is that we would travel around the country to where they had big hailstorms. We would stay in hotels, and we would literally go door to door, and my job was to get people to sign contracts to get us to repair their roof. In theory, sounds like a pretty good gig. In reality, very sleazy. So from there, I went on to get my finance degree. I wanted to go to Wall Street. I wanted to be the Gordon Gekko, make $1 million. And I soon realized that if you don't go to Harvard, you're probably not going to get a job at a big firm on Wall Street. So then I decided I was going to go and work for a company that did sales on Amazon. So we managed Amazon accounts. We helped Amazon sellers. Again, thought it sounded like a great opportunity. Turned out to not really work out that great. So from there, I went on to work for a company that sold products on Amazon, and we managed Amazon accounts. Again, sounded like a really cool opportunity, didn't really pan out. After I was done with the Amazon selling, I met a contractor. Now, this contractor was not a sleazy door-to-door salesman. However, he did the roofing sales. He did roofing, siding, everything on the outside of the house. So I already had the experience of doing the roofing, but now I got to learn from someone who wasn't a sleazy salesman and didn't rip people off. Over the last 3 years, I was involved in the roofing contracting and the outdoor, outside of the whole house, and basically learned that side of contracting. So this year, I decided I wanted to get into building whole houses. So the first thing I did was I got all excited. I got my contractor license, I got my insurance, and I decided I was going to buy land and I was going to build what are called spec houses or speculation houses. This just means that I went to the bank, I made a proposal to build these houses, and basically came to an agreement where they lent me the money on a construction loan to buy the land and to build the houses. And the reason it's called a speculation is that I'm speculating that someone's going to buy the house. Literally the day that I dug my first foundation of my house, or during that week, was the beginning of the coronavirus. So I had the excavators there. I had started doing the footings and the concrete, and basically the concrete company called me and they had shut down the state of Wisconsin. So they were wondering if we were going to go ahead with these projects. So at that point, I was so deep in, I had committed basically to doing this, and I had to decide just to move forward with it, not knowing what would happen, not knowing would I sell any of the houses, would I lose my own house because, now I'm stuck with these new houses that nobody wants to buy. Luckily, it really did work out good, and I really had a great year. So one of the things that happened was when the coronavirus hit, the interest rates went way, way down. So this actually, in my area in northern Wisconsin, right on the outskirts of Minneapolis, really had a twofold effect. One, it seemed like a lot of people were starting to move out of the cities and into the more suburb, rural areas around the cities, which is right where I was located. And two, with the low interest rates, the payments were much, much lower on a brand new house. So this year I built 8 twin homes. I've sold all 16 units. It was really a good year, and I really couldn't be happier with how that project turned out. Now, looking to the future, what I want to do is buy more land, build more twin homes, and I also want to get into basically building cabins for myself and turning them into Airbnbs and VRBOs. So that's where the mega cabin comes in, and that's basically what my plan is for the mega cabin. And you watching this now can watch the mega cabin be built, and from there you could actually Airbnb and stay at the mega cabin. that's kind of what I have going on and kind of how I got into this. Now, some of the pros of being a contractor, I think a lot of the, kind of stereotypical contractor, the idea of what people think a contractor is you kind of just sit around, you make some phone calls, you hire some guys, they build the whole house, and everything works out great. In reality, one of the downsides to being a contractor is you do, especially in the speculation building, you do assume a lot of risk. Because if those projects go bad, you are responsible financially for those houses. And trust me, the bank is going to cash that check. So that would be one of the downsides of the speculation building. Now, the other side of being a home builder would be custom houses. Now, custom houses are where a customer is going and getting the construction loan, and they're hiring you as the contractor to build the house and put it all together, but they're hiring you so you can be fired. You can have disputes over the amount of money that's being paid and how that all works, how that draws the money from the bank as it comes out, how that works, and how people are getting paid. So there's the upside to that is you're not really on the hook for that project in the same way as you would be in a speculation house. Another real pro, in my opinion, of being a contractor is the majority of contractors like myself own my own business. So really the upside to that is I have a lot of advantages in the way our tax system is set up and all of that in owning a business. And maybe we'll do a video, down the road on some of that and, how write-offs work, how, all of that kind of business side of things work. But the way our tax system works, it is very advantageous to a contractor and kind of our line of business. One of the cons is, as our vlog side of things is going to try and show, it really is a 24/7 job. There are people who call every single day. They don't care, especially if they're customers. They don't care if it's Saturday, if it's Sunday. If there's a problem, they are going to call. And, if you're being paid, you're expected to answer that phone call and to deal with whatever issues those are. And that's some of the stuff we're going to kind of capture in the vlog and, show a little bit of that side. So that's definitely a downside of being a contractor would be just the overall time commitment. And really, it's not at all a 9 to 5. It's more of a 5 to 9 type of job. One of the upsides is you can make a lot of money as a contractor. It's just the reality of, the way things work now with how high some of the house prices have got and kind of how that margin expands. You really can make a lot of money being a contractor, and it really can be a lucrative career. The downside to that is I've met a lot of guys who've gotten into contracting and who do contracting really for the money. And I would say, just as my experiences showed and kind of how I've learned from, some of the successful people I've worked for and worked with, if you really are chasing the money as a contractor, you're going to run into problems because you're going to cut corners. You're going to do things on the cheap. You're going to do all kinds of things that if you're really focused on the money and not focused on a quality job, on work, craftsmanship, things that are going to last, really pushing good products, you're going to have really a lot more problems down the road. In the short term, maybe you could turn a quick buck, but down the road, not only are you going to have callbacks, but now your name is attached to that. And, you're going to have to deal with the consequences of going that route and of really just focusing on the money. One good example of kind of the vlog shows it and kind of we'll go through some of this is spray foam. I'm really a big fan of spray foam in houses, and not to get all technical on how this all works. It really is a lot better product, but the cost is a lot higher. So you get that high quality, but you also get that high cost. And so you got to kind of balance that as a contractor of what's worth spending the money on and what's not. So really that's kind of, what I would say is the 30,000 foot view of like a contractor and just kind of how that works, in my life and just basically what I do as a contractor. I would love to see in the comments any questions that you may have, any videos you want made on other contractor topics. If you could put in there If you're thinking about being a contractor, I'd love to hear about that. And we'll definitely hit you up in the comments. If you like this video, hit the like button. And until next time, this has been the Millennial Builder. Thanks for watching.